Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to our continuing of our tonight's lesson of our show, the Learn English, and we previously done the exercise number 1 and 2. And folks, I gotta say one thing that it is special, because the story about Shamila was too long for the night. So I gotta say, for right now, in the middle of the lesson, I want to say that today it is July 15th. And if you may remember, it was today, but last year, it was the final match of the World Cup 2018, the Men's World Cup in Russia. So, just to announce it right there, and I will talk about some stories about the World Cup relating about World Cup tomorrow in the opening part, so you would not miss it, okay? So, that is my announcement. You cannot say anything that is unsure, okay? It is sure that tomorrow I will be doing that, because tonight's topic is kind of long for you couple. Okay, so, okay, where were we? Okay, right now. Oh, the exercise number 3 on page number 95. Exercise number 3. What do they tell us to do? They tell us to answer these questions. So we have 6 questions right over there. All we need to do is to find out the answers by looking up in the text, in the reading that we have read before in the previous part. Okay, that I have read. Okay, so 6 questions right over there. We may get through for a little bit of it, and let's read through so you may catch up with a little bit idea. So because if you read it carefully with me previous part, you may remember some of the details that you may answer. Okay, so let's just gonna make those stuff quick, so we'll be moving on to further exercises. We may have an interesting talk later. Okay, spoiler. Number 1, where did the immigrants to the USA mainly come from before the 20th century? Okay, so let's just gonna read and answer it by the time we read, okay? So, where did the immigrants to the USA mainly come from before the 20th century? Okay, so, what your answer would be? From the text. I gotta say it's from the text. Okay. The part that said about the immigrants to the USA mainly come from. Okay, so we're just gonna read it from the beginning because this reading is kind of short. The USA has always called itself a country for immigrants. Even today, okay, not yet about countries. Until the end of the 19th century, migration to the USA was predominantly from Ireland, Britain, French Canada, and Germany. But at the beginning of the 20th century, there was a massive wave immigration from other parts of Europe. Okay, so what would your answer be? So, you might have caught me by reading, because I may read a little bit further than the information given, you know, because don't get tricked. Don't get tricked, because underlying the question is it asked from before the 20th century, from before the 20th century. So what would it be? 19th, okay, 19th and going back. But this text only talk about the migration from the 19th century. So it would be right over there until the end of the 19th century. Migration to the States was predominantly from Ireland, Britain, French Canada, and Germany. Okay, so write down there your answers. That is the answer. Those are the 4 places that the immigrants they chose to migrate to the USA. Okay, before the 20th century. I gotta quote it back for the full phrase. Okay. So let's go now for the number 2. Number 2. What were the 3 main reasons that the immigrants came to the States? The 3 main reasons. What would it be? By the time I read the answer out, please underline it, or you can take notes, okay? So then later, after the show, we will have the full answer for you, okay? So, what were the 3 main reasons that the immigrants came to the States? 3 main reasons. So I'll read down for a little bit more. So the part over 2 million Italians and 1.5. So don't be tricked right over here. These are the informations from the 20th century, during that time, not before. Okay. Fleeing. Okay. The part and Norwegians migrated to America, fleeing poverty in their home countries and hoping for a new start in the land of opportunity. So that is the answer. The main reasons. Yes, that is the answer. The main reasons that immigrants came to the States are fleeing poverty in their home countries and hoping for a new start in the land of opportunity. Okay, so that is the answer to the question in the number 2. Let's go next for the number 3. Not hard, not too hard. Number 3, how long did the average Italian immigrant work for before going back? Okay, how long did the average Italian immigrant work for before going back? Okay, how long? Remember the part about Italian immigrant. Okay, so let's read next. About a third of Italians return home after working an average of 5 years. Answer is right over there. So after the average of 5 years, they are able to go back home to Italy. Yeah, that is their home. They migrated to the United States for which has the land of opportunity. Okay, so third of Italians return home after working an average of 5 years. Okay. Next. The third. Okay. Number 4. Why did America become a melting pot? Okay, answer it. Just keep answering it. The part about melting pot. Okay, so next, in addition, over 2 million, 1924, people of Polish ancestry are the largest Central and Eastern European ancestry grouping in the United States. There was a further influx of people from Mexico due to the Mexican Revolution of 1911 to 29, as well as from Asia, Russia, and Japan. Suddenly, America was indeed a melting pot of different races, religions, and customs. So, the part about the melting pot is right over there. So, what is the answer? Why did America become a melting pot? Because a further influx of people from Mexico due to the Mexican Revolution from 1911 to 1929. Also from Asia, Russia, and Japan. So that was the reason why America was indeed a melting pot of different races, religions, and customs. So that is the answer. So write it down, take notes, underline, you can underline it, because we'll be right back with 2 more questions, and we'll be doing the exercise number 6 about speaking. We'll speak together, okay? Don't go anywhere, we'll be right back.